Thanks. It's not how fast you can play, really. It's just, it's fun to do that stuff. I concentrate more on trying to write a good piece of music, something that's got good groove and good vibe to it. So, but it's good to practice both things, Divide your day up into one half of technique and practicing, and divide the other half up into writing a good tune. Anybody else? The songwriting process? It's really simple, actually. It's a lot less involved than you would think. I basically just have a really old cheesy drum machine, just like an old Boss drum machine, and a 4-track, and I just kind of go for it like that. I just come up with a basic drum beat for a song that I think is going to sound good, and then I start riffing over that. And hopefully by the end of the day, I'll have about 10 or 12 good riffs, and I'll just try to arrange those into something that sounds like a song to me, and then the next day I'll usually try to re-record it, and then I'll send it to Warl, and then he puts vocals to it. So yeah, it's really a lot simpler than you think. I'm just now starting to get into Pro Tools and stuff like that, because I'm very old school when it comes to recording. I really don't know too much about newer technology, so I'm just starting to slowly get into that. But most of the stuff that I do is very just basic. Simple drum machine riffs, and that's it. What's that? Yeah. I mean, it doesn't have to be anything too phenomenally drum-wise, just something that's going to get me an idea on something. Yeah, a good vibe on something, yeah. And I just come up with riff after riff after riff, and then kind of sort those out into what I think could be a good song or a good structure of a song, and then just take it from there. So I try to keep it simple. Sure, you're welcome. Anybody else? Yeah. Not as much as I used to. I used to practice quite a bit. Like when I was, 14, 15 or something like that, I was doing 10 hours a day sometimes just working on technique and stuff. Nowadays I try to get a good hour in or something like that. I'm just practicing and warming up, and then I'll practice on scales or chromatic stuff just to get my hands warmed up, but more than that, it's just I work on writing tunes now, so that's what most of my time is involved with. Yeah. The important thing, like I said earlier, is to divide up your time, Practice 1 hour on technique, and then after that, work on writing songs. Because, I mean, realistically, how far is technique going to take you? You know what I mean? It's like songwriting is where it's really at, and people want to hear music, man. They just don't want to hear you all day. That kind of gets boring after a while, so. Dude, I don't even remember what I said. I forgot that I did that. That was like so long ago. I'd rather die than go to heaven. Or something like that, yeah. I don't even remember that. That was on, 2005. I just literally went into the studio and did that like in a matter of 15 minutes, and I think I got paid like $500 for it. So yeah, it was the easiest studio work that I've ever done, and I got paid for it. So yeah. What about it? Yeah. Yeah, I love it. Yeah, he's great, man. He's I got a chance to tour with those guys on 2005 Gigant tour with Megadeth, and I've never met him before, but his style is really loose, and he's extremely fast. Yeah, he's really good, and he's a great songwriter. I almost got a chance to get a guitar lesson with him, but we had to go early that night, and I couldn't do it. But he's somebody I look up to, and he's very, very talented. Very talented. I agree. Yep. My favorite lead? Well, I think that one of the leads that has always stuck in a lot of like Nevermore fans' heads has always been the River Dragon, and it's a good lead. It's something that's based off of what I really like to do, which is using diminished riffs. And I overuse that riff quite a bit, or that scale. But it's got a dark, haunting sound to it, and the actual solo is something like this. pretty cool. Yeah, it's one of my favorites. I like that. But diminished stuff is something that I've always loved to do, and the way I started actually using it was just doing a simple 3-finger pattern. And the way I play it is all upstrokes and all downstrokes. So 3 ups, 3 downs. And you would start on the first string, 15th fret, and then go to your 3rd finger, 14th fret, and your 1st finger, 12th fret, 3rd string. So you have a sound like up, up, up. And then you basically just take that chord and just turn it around, like vice versa. So you'd end up with a chord like that. So you'd be 4th finger, 15th fret, 3rd string, 3rd finger, 14th fret, 2nd string, 1st finger, 12th fret, 1st string. So you get a sound like... And it's really fun to practice that with a metronome and just get that faster and faster, because the way diminished stuff works is obviously you can move it around every 4th fret, you know, to get that diminished sound. So you can get a sound kind of like this. Something that it's always in my playing, man. Every lead that I do, there's always some sort of diminished quality to it, just because I love the sound of it. So what I'll do right now is actually play you a couple of Nevermore songs that really utilize this type of scale. And the first song is a song called This Godless Endeavor, and it's the middle section of that song. And then I'll play you the song Enemies of Reality, which also has a lot of diminished qualities to it. So I hope you guys enjoy these. And sing along to Enemies if you want, all right?